Well, we're waiting for some things that's been painted. Obviously we've got paint everywhere now. Caliper repair kit for the rear calipers. Here's one I painted earlier. You see that? Yep. So what we're going to do is just strip it down and replace the pistons and the seals, because obviously 30 years old, they've never been touched. Let's see what we get in here. Now this is a genuine kit. This is what is it, AP, Lockheed, Girling, or whatever they call them now? I don't know. Oh, you only get enough for one piston. I thought it was an axle set. Well, there's me buggered then. Ugh. I'll have to order another one now. Oh, well, never mind. So, that's very strange. Well, that's a disappointment. Good job I noticed that, eh? So what we'll do is we'll build this one up, and we'll get on with it. 5/8 bolts here, socket, impact. This is where we need the impact because it's pretty tight. Oh well, I was convinced it was an axle set. Oh no, they're not tight at all. Almost like a girl had tightened them up. Notice too that we don't get the transfer seal. You know, they said that you can do this with it together, but they don't give you this little transfer seal here. Unfortunately, I've got some new ones. This is the chap I'm talking about. See if I can get it out. Now I'm going to give these another clean off in the ultrasonic once they're apart. Yeah. Now you can buy those separately, but why they don't come with a kit I will not know, so be warned. Now even though these have been through the ultrasonic parts washer, sandblaster, you can see that the fluid in there is in a hell of a state. We put some paint on primarily to stop it going rusty whilst we were waiting for the parts. Do you know, I don't know what the difference is. I've seen them Chinese ones just look exactly the same, cheap kits. But sometimes the seals are a bit different, and you can always tell a good quality seal when it's got markings on like this. It shows you the size. So what I'm going to do is get a bit of protective paper towel, and I'm going to blow some compressed air down this port here to see if we can push the caliper out. Now this doesn't always work. In my luck it won't work at all. We put paper on it just to stop it spraying all over the place. And there you go. There you go. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, they're not too bad. They've got it. Actually, they might just clean up those cylinders, but well, we've got them now. We might as well change them. Better being safe than sorry, eh? Yeah, that's better. Oh dear me, this is why we're changing them. Look at the muck in here. Look at this. Filth. Filth. Army Sergeant Major would go bonkers, wouldn't he? You see, we're doing a full clean-up of the brakes because it's never been touched. I mean, could you get away with those cylinders? Well, probably. They're not too bad, but they'd make some good spares, if you see what I mean. But inside there is a nightmare. Now, when we were sandblasting them, we put 2 bleed screws. I don't know if they're very clear. Put bleed screws on the pot. So this is the normal one. This is where your pipe normally goes in. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's the other way around. Pipe goes in here, and this is your bleed screw. So we just put just blocked them up so the sand didn't get in. Unfortunately, it didn't. So we're going to try that again, and again we're going to blow down this port to see if we can push the piston out. There we go. Yeah, I suppose you could put that back in again. But that's not the object of the exercise. Yeah. clean them out. Get the worst out, you know what I mean? And then we'll use a bit of brake cleaner. I always use paper towel because it's cheap, and you can throw it over next door's fence and it will environmentally disintegrate. Yeah. Let me get a tool to take the seals out. Actually, the seals are not too bad, but like I said, because there was all that gunge and dirt in there's no point putting new fluid in and doing the whole brake system only to find it's full of rubbish. Oh look, there's a screwdriver there, that'll do. Can we get under that ring? Yeah, that's that out. Now the seal. The seal on the other hand is proving a bit difficult because they're a little bit hard. That's that. That one came out easy. Yeah, this one's got a bit of rust in it. Not much. There we go. Oh, I'll put it back in again. There we go. So what we're going to do is simply run the screwdriver around inside there too. We're not going to blast them again. We're just going to run a screwdriver around and get there isn't much corrosion. It's mainly dirt, I think, more than corrosion. This one's pretty nice. Just make sure there's nothing in there. Now, have I got a bit of wire wool? I had some wire wool somewhere. Let me have a look. A bit of wire wool will just polish the insides a bit without being too abrasive, if you see what I mean. We don't want too much wear on, not wear, but scratches and things like that, like you could do with sandpaper. Alright, so that seems to be alright. So now we'll wash it out. This might be more tricky than I thought, actually. I'll just point it to the other side and blast it out. Again, same, over and over again. That's better. That's all it wanted. Same with this one. Squirt down the port. Oh, the port's here, isn't it? It's a bit grotty in there. Let's get a brush inside and make sure it's all nice and clean. Oh, that's more muck off my brush than enough. So there you are, that's nice and clean. Didn't take the paint off. Next, we'll put the seals in. Putting the seals in can be a bit fiddly. We're not going to put any grease or anything like that on them yet, because we want to pop them in and make sure all that is nice and square, it's not tipped over or crooked. Same with that one. They usually just pop into place when they're right. Yeah, there you go. Next, this is the fiddly job that I don't like. Putting these little chaps in here. They usually sort of pop out. Do them on the bench. These are just like a dust seal. There we go, that's that one in. That's that one in. Next, clean up an old piston. Get some brake grease. Now this is brake rubber grease. I'm going to put it on the seal just to give it a bit of an advancement of lubrication. And inside this lip here, we're just going to put a little bit on the insides of the lips because there's like two lips inside. We're going to put some inside there just to give it a fighting chance, so that, you know, over the years that it's the next barrier of protection, if you see what I mean. So we're not just relying on the rubber, the little bit of the grease will stay in there and just prevent that water getting in. There we go. Oh, I thought it might as well do this one now, actually. So this is the used piston, and this again is our piston fitting in tool, so we're going to use that as to hammer. Where's our new piston? Here they are. We're going to take our piston, we're going to slip the seal over the top like that. I'm going to fit it into the tool because you can see where there's a lip in there. We'll fit that in nice and snug like that. You see that? So the metal part is here, and then all you have to do is line up the piston, line it up like that, get a hammer, hammer it down, take it out, take this out, turn it upside down, push piston back in if it come out. They usually stay in. Push your piston back in, turn the tool upside down, and set the ring, and you're good to go. Hey, and you're good to go. So I'll do the other side and then we'll come back. With the new transfer seal in place, I've got the bolts here, they're all nice and dry and clean with a little bit of thread locker on. We're going to tighten them down. And apparently they should be tightened down to 75 Newton meters. These are a grade 5 bolt. Fine thread 7/16 UNF. So we're going to pop them in the vise and nip them down. That one's been a bit reluctant. There we go. It's not wise to rattle these down with an impact. There we go. Don't forget to put the top on here because this is damned expensive stuff. I'm going to put the soft jaws in the vise, we'll come back. I'm going to use this old balance beam type of torque wrench to do these. You want them tight, but you don't want them sort of monster tight. Do them a little bit at a time. There we go. That's that one. And that's that one. So we're done. Now I have to work out where all the rest of the bits and pieces are. We'll see you later. Bye.